Welcome to CBN4's Primetime News. I am your presenter, Sheena Harry. Public Works Minister Ian Pinad says now more than ever, the collection of revenue generated from the Highway Maintenance Levy is vital. Pinad says the levy is very important as it will be used to repair roads damaged by the passage of Tropical Storm Erica. The Highway Maintenance Levy, whose rates vary based on the type of vehicle, is to be paid by all motorists when paying their motor vehicle license at the Inland Revenue Division. A newly formed farmers group from the village of Pennville has received a cash injection of $100,000. A presentation made over the weekend by parliamentary representative for that area, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. And the group comprises of a number of young farmers of Pennville who collaborated to form Agro Plus, a non-profit organization geared at promoting agricultural development in that community. Prime Minister Skerrit said agriculture is important to Dominica's welfare and the government will continue to invest in its development. Food security is important. We have to be able to feed ourselves and feed the nation, and to also export to earn foreign exchange that will create greater economic activity in our country. The country cannot develop if money comes from Pennville and it goes to Roseau. We have to bring money from outside of Dominica. The $100,000 donation was part of an overall commitment of $250,000, which was previously made to the young farmers by Prime Minister Skerrit. Agro Plus is headed by its president, Oscar George. Also making our headlines, 6 months may have gone by since the disappearance of reggae artist Nelly Starr, but her family is still struggling. In celebration of Starr's 42nd Earth Strong, the family encouraged members of the public to share her music and her life story. In August of 2015, a fire ravaged the home of the reggae songstress, leaving behind the charred remains of 2 bodies, feared to be that of Starr and companion Trevi Felix. Starr's sister, Anna Raffel, commenting on the fire, stated, "They could not make an ID. There was no body, just ashes and fragments of bones." And even as the family continued to grieve for Starr, they were struck by another blow, the death of Starr's younger brother, Emil Raffel, in a collision in Canefield last month. Starr's legacy includes albums such as Rain Jar from 1997 and Soul Country from 2002. The winner of 2 Golden Drum Awards in Dominica, Starr's contribution went far beyond music. She was also a spokesperson for UNIFEM's Unite to End Violence Against Women campaign. In a statement, the family said that although Nelly Starr has been pulled from our lives, we still find strength and hope in her music and the memories that she has left behind. Following his retirement as Archbishop of the Diocese of Castries, Dominican-born Kelvin Edward Felix was ordained as Cardinal Felix in 2014. In April, he will be celebrating his 60th anniversary of priestly ordination. He was ordained a priest on April 8, 1956, at the age of 23. He served as a lecturer at the seminary, as well as the University of the West Indies. He was principal of the St. Mary's Academy and also served as the General Secretary of the Caribbean Conference of Churches. A ceremony and mass will be held in honor of the senior church official on April 16th at the Windsor Park Stadium. The Child Rights International Network has issued a new report ranking countries on how effectively children can use the courts to defend their rights. The Nature Island did not fare so well under the scrutiny of the Rights, Remedies and Representation report. Ranked 145, the report critiqued Dominica, stating, "To date, no comprehensive Children's Act or child specialized courts have been created. Children can generally bring cases through a next friend, but the court has the power to remove or change this person. Legal aid may be provided by legal clinics which prioritize children. Children can refer to the High Court for redress for human rights violations, and some child-friendly provisions exist." Belgium was ranked the highest, gaining 213 points. Other notables were Jamaica at 65, Grenada 90, Trinidad and Tobago 92, Barbados 99, Guyana 100, St. Lucia 110, Antigua and Barbuda 130, and Haiti at 138. Using comprehensive reports from the countries studied from both governmental bodies and non-governmental organizations, the results were compiled. CRIN's director, Veronica Yates, said, "When we think of children and justice, the first image that comes to mind is usually one of children breaking the law. Rarely do we consider children and their right to use the legal system to protect their human rights or to seek redress when their rights have been violated. Access to justice is about challenging the perception of children as just victims or somehow less worthy of justice than adults. It is about recognizing that children, like adults, have human rights, and that when these rights are infringed, they should be able to trust and use the legal system to get justice," she continued. A Carnival Monday incident landed one man in jail ahead of his bail hearing. Wendell Henry of Loubier is accused of stabbing Shaquille Regis and causing grievous bodily harm. Although the prosecution argued that the court should consider the medical condition of the victim, Magistrate Michael Bruni granted Henry a $40,000 bail. Bruni had requested that the prosecution not only produce a medical certificate confirming the victim's condition, but also testimony from the attending doctor and lead investigator by the end of the day. The prosecution failed to do so. Conditions of his bail were set, however, including weekly reports to the police headquarters, notification of any change in address, and no contact with the victim or any witnesses in the case. He was also ordered not to leave the state without the court's permission. Magistrate Bruni warned Henry that any report of misbehavior while on bail will land him back in jail. His trial is set for June 9th. Also in our news, the defamation trial of leader of the opposition Lennox Linton began today in Roseau. Linton is faced with a lawsuit stating that he referred to various ministers as rapists who extort sex from young women who come to them for help. And these statements were made during a UWP rally in St. Joseph in 2014. In light of that, the members of government have filed a suit requesting $1 million in compensation for the derogatory comments. At a recent rally in Layu, Linton stated, 2 weeks of the court's time has been set aside for this trial, and again, we will submit ourselves to the process of court, and I will abide by the rulings of court. And this trial is yet another of Linton's legal woes. Today's proceedings were adjourned until Thursday. Leader of the opposition United Workers' Party, Lennox Linton, says that he is thankful for all the Dominicans and Dominicans living in the diaspora who have been and will pledge funds to meet the legal fees of a second judgment against him. Linton made the statement during a second radiothon launched this morning on Q95 Radio by host Matt Peltier Jr.
Sometime by next Monday, the 22nd, we will try our best to come up with this additional sum. Already we have 30,000, so we're looking to see how much of the remainder we can get together and what arrangements can be made by next week, Monday. So thank you, Matt, for doing this, and thank the people of Dominica, the patriots from far and near, home and abroad, who have contributed to this and who have decided that they will continue to assist with the effort. God bless you all the time.
The radiothon comes on the heels of a second judgment against Linton after losing a court matter against chartered accountant Kieran Peanut Byrne, who sued Linton for defamation following allegations made by Linton against Byrne over the Lyre River Hotel controversy. And this time, the Privy Council ordered Linton to pay Byrne £20,000, which is equivalent to 78,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars. Linton said he received a letter from Byrne requesting full payment by way of banker's draft or certified check by Monday, February 22nd. And as of 11 a.m., over $35,000 was raised.